as I did. In my head, I was thinking it was like the playful and just teasing way, but instead it came out as being condescending. I'm like, oh shit, oops.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that to your subordinates.
Yeah, it's not like I meant to do it.
Don't worry, he enjoyed it.
I will cut you some slack. Unless
All
it's a
right.
noble, then they would probably have you murdered. Oh, sorry, executed.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
we should probably get Milk Thistle to throw another or not an egg, tomato at Lord Crystalheart just to be safe.
all right. So, what was it you asked Katerina?
Uh, he basically said that he wants to know a little more about him, and he removed his helm to where his scars are showing, and he set his helm on the pillow, and he just has a relaxed posture about him.
I have travelled many places with my mother for many years, and met and saw many weird and interesting things. My mother has kept me safe and protected me from many dangers.
I see.
Oh,
Well,
sorry if I don't mean to pry, but you don't happen to have the same things as your mother, right?
What?
Kind of gestures to his back to like I don't know, you know,
motions to wings.
yeah.
Yeah. He looks on his back and goes, "Is there something supposed to be on my back?"
Oh,
No, your mother had we'll say, a magical effect on her that made her look like a mixture between a Pegasus and a unicorn. I think that's right, isn't it, Alexandrite? He asks as he looks to him.
That is no
yes,
magical effect. That is how she looks.
mhm,
She
yes,
often
but I was
hides those, as she says. Others act strangely if they know.
yes, I was just wondering if it those particular traits passed down to you.
I have not ever seen wings or horn on myself.
All right, it's no issues, but I was just curious.
I do not have anything like that. No.
Okay.
So maybe you could answer a question of mine in return. Uh, Years ago, a particular book was taken from me. Do you by chance know if anyone in particular is in hold of it? It's a book about the oh character. What was it? The astral plane,
Ethereal?
ethereal, uh, the ethereal plane. Uh,
I
hmm,
I do not know such things. No.
fair enough.
There may be other books on such subjects elsewhere.
Hmm.
Perhaps.
You were actually there when Doom Rider took our books from us when we met before, right?
I was not. No. I only met
Oh,
you when you emerged from the hole in the wall.
I see. Sorry, this was also out of character, me like getting things mixed up. So,
That's fine. No, he was not there. The only one who to escape the fight from the first time you met Doom Rider was Doom Rider, a Persian, and the Bat Pony who you took captive, who later died.
And that was a nerfed encounter.
I remember one of them blew up when we tried to get information from them.
That was
It
the
was the
Bat Pony.
bad bunny.
It was the Bat Pony.
I miss her.
Hmm. Now, Doom Rider didn't happen to have any books on hand when you met him before, right?
I did not ask what he was carrying at that moment in time,
Hmm. Fair enough.
but I believe
Doom Rider.
you searched him and did not find any. I do not recall.
So Berg looks at Alexandra and goes, "This Doom Rider, is he still a issue that we'll have to deal with again?"
Mm, no, Lightning made sure that his body could not be resurrected
Hmm,
in a rather gruesome fashion.
I see. I just want to be sure that we're all going to be safe during this next excursion.
You are never.
Yes.
You will likely never be safe fully.
Oh, I understand that by all means. There's always going to be danger somewhere, and we're the ones that have to deal with it.
I don't suppose you know anything about the next enemy that the Stag Lord is going to send at us.
I do not know too much of his full plans. No.
Hmm. Well, uh, thought I might as well ask.
I am not shared. Not everything is shared with me, or my mother does not share everything with me that she knows.
Mm,
That's fair to say. After all, sometimes secrets have to be kept. Not all the time, but some.
yes, and sometimes secrets can hurt the ones you care about.
He, Burned gives Alexandrite a bit of a playful smile as he says, "Secrets, secrets, never fun. Secrets, secrets, hurt someone."
Mm,
Am I right?
yes,
Oh,
and I'm glad that at least you are honest with us, Katerina.
It was because
indeed.
I was told to be. If I wasn't, then I wouldn't have been.
Fair
See,
to
he's a
say.
good boy.
Well, I guess I should thank your mother for allowing you to be.
You probably should not.
That is fair.
Yeah, I think
Hopefully, once
she.
all of this is over with,
If that,
maybe not.
if it is all over, then you likely will not be able to, as you have likely have perished at that point.
We'll have to see about that.
Yes, we can be a rather tenacious bunch.
Yes, you did escape the first time, which was very impressive. There have others have tried and have died trying. The desert there has many corpses hidden under the sand.
Alexander, it's actually going to raise an eyebrow at that.
As will Burned.
Is that where the Stag Lord's getting his minions from the desert?
I do not understand.
Has he been resurrecting them and using them for his will?
Not at this time.
Hmm.
Can you tell us anything about that area that we last met you at?
From since you have been there, the area of his influence has grown greatly, and more of those creatures that you have fought have sprung forth.
Uh,
Yeah. Yes, I believe that the last time I got a message from my father, he told us to stay away from there because there's been some, if I remember right, it was getting to be incredibly hostile, more so than usual, and
uh,
much more dangerous.
Alexander, it's going to pull out the map. Can you show us where the corruption is, or how far it's spread?
I do not know based on this map.
Hmm.
It is a large area, but this map is so small. It would be bigger than the map.
Well, we haven't run across any demons here so far.
No, I mean
Yes.
space bigger. The area that is affected is bigger than the size of the map.
Oh. Uh, sorry, now I'm just thinking of Zoolander. What is this? A center for ants?
You want ants? Because that's how you get ants.
Alright. The map is just a representation. It's not. The size is not literal.
I see.
Like, uh, Alexandrite's going to point to the where Villager Town is on the map. Like, this is the city we're at. And he's going to point to the desert, and this is the desert where we left you at last time.
So we were here.
Yes.
And where on the map is the heart of Everglow?
I like this guy.
Mhm.
I like him. He's asking the right questions, but it's like, let's see. I honestly, I'm almost tempted to lie, but it's like, this guy's a kid. He's just a kid.
Mhm.
How old is he actually?
You can ask that when you are there.
Ah,
We're going to pause their encounter with him, and we're going to jump to Nightshine at this point because of it's getting close to when Nightshine would show up on the show.
ah.
So Nightshine, you make your way to the Luminance Temple / library.
Making my way downtown, and I go inside. I s- I see if the receptionist immediately reacts to my presence there or not.
No, it does appear to be a different receptionist last time you were there.
Okay, so Nation is going to Oxford. Uh, Endless Legend's supposed to be expecting me by now.
She looks up. Oh, oh, you were meant to be there at what, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
We we didn't agree on a time. We just agreed morning.
Oh, I believe we have you down for 9 o'clock this morning. Oh, you are very late.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was my friends.
Ah, well, at least you had a good excuse. But Luminance does appreciate a for those being punctual as well as spending time with their friends.
Also, I think that wasn't the clock ticking while they were having this conversation, so I'm not that late.
Yeah, true. You're not like it's not like it's 10 o'clock. Well, if you're a minute late, doesn't matter if you're a minute or an hour late. It's still late.
I do agree with you, but my friend, he thinks himself as the world itself.
Well, you can still go up and see him.
Nightshine is going to make his way there.
There will be a librarian who will escort you there.
Yay.
Um, you are taken up into his office, which is quite high up and overlooks the big window overlooks the city. Um, his office is how you remember it. It's quite open. The big circular window behind where his desk is. There's plenty of books as well as lots of sort of weird bits of relics or what you would assume would be like important pieces of history. You know, what mostly like bits of rock or odd coins or gems, that sort of stuff, all sort of in cases around his room, as well as odd looking contraptions as well.
Nice.
The look up over his spectacles at you and give you a smile.
Greetings. I'm Nightshine. You, m- you may have forgotten me since that other time I came to see you with my friends.
Ah, information does not escape my mind that easily.
That's great to hear. And Nightshine makes sure the door is closed.
The librarian would have closed it after you.
Okay. Uh, Last time we talked a bit about the short hooves, and you may have heard that I recently helped the Four Seasons Temple by bringing back the criminal who attacked it.
Sorry, you have to remind me what you're referring to.
Uh,
Oh, you mean the temple? Sorry,
y-
yeah, my brain just
yeah,
just fell out there. It's back in.
yeah, All Seasons Temple. Oh, and I was wondering if you could trust me with more information or help me with a thing related to the short hooves.
Well, the short hooves I'm more than happy to share more information on. It was the other subject that is still wished to be kept more private.
Uh, I don't believe you can tell me where to find them.
Hmm. Where to find them? Well, they are nowhere to be found anymore. They disappeared early on in the founding of the empire.
Night Shine's going to sense motive.
Um,
I
as far as you can tell, um, he is telling the truth. But he goes, there was a settlement of them that was documented. He goes over to a one of the bookcases and pulls something off. He has a look for it for a moment before closing it and placing it back on. Yes, they had a settlement just north of Terves. Um, a number of days travel by hoof.
Turfs. I believe that's where my wife, who I believe may be a short hooves, says she grew up.
Well, I suppose if there's any of them existing, Terves may be where they have ended up. But I would have thought we would have a small tribe of ponies would have been noticed.
Yeah. Uh, I do remember last time you did say they were still around.
Hmm. Not as
And
maybe as you have found one, there may be those that are scattered, but any wide documentation of them has not been um, brought forth. The last major indication that they existed was near the founding of the empire, where they were offered a chance to join like many other tribes. But unlike what happened with the tribe of Bones, where when they declined, they were conquered. They were left alone instead.
do you think there's any way I can help you and you can help me find the short hooves?
I would recommend the first place you will go is see if you can find the remains of where they used to be. Or, if your wife is one, then see if she can remember any where she was before Turbs.
All that she remembers is that she grew up in Tarzan. She did mention none of her friends who lived there.
Well, then perhaps someone at Turbs may know where she came from.
Uh, I, I, and Nine Shine's just going to try it because, yeah, Nine Shine's going to give the guy a full on bow and just like, I'll, I'll do anything if there is any way you can help me.
No need for bowing. There is very little known of them. Like I said, they were given a chance to occupy. They followed a deity of sorts, but I believe she disappeared along with them, as only they followed her, as far as I was aware. Hmm. But there is not much documented, at least here in the Luminance libraries, as well. They disappeared before Luminance ascended to deityhood.
Uh, that uh, Luminous Ascension happened before Queen the last queen died.
Yeah, oh yes, it happened early on within her in her reign that she became a deity. But it was after the queen had ascended to her throne and was ruling.
Uh, do you think I would find any records about the short hose if I had access to the queen's journal?
It's highly likely if you have access to the queen's records, she would likely speak of them, as as most of the books collected here were were assembled after Luminance ascended to godhood. Though we do have some of the older collection. The Queen likely has older books in her collection, or well, did, as she's obviously not with us anymore.
Uh,
If you find one of her
there, w-
archives, that would be of a great find, and would likely bear much information that may have been lost from the early time.
would you happen to know any spells or rituals that would allow me to get a book that was once in my hooves back into my hooves? I we I, I had a book which I gave to someone who lost it.
That is a good question.
Out of character, I'm not aware of anything like that.
Nor am I. This is why I'm now looking to see if there is, because if anyone would know a spell, he
Ah, the library card spell.
would.
Hmm.
um, hmm, not what I'm after.
I'm there has to be something that you can just teleport an item to you, like.
Uh,
Uh,
I have found something similar to that, but you need to have put basically a magical effect on said book.
Hmm.
So
discern location?
yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, it's level 8. Ugh.
discern location. Let me have a look at that one. There we go. Yeah, that'll be one thing he would recommend. Would he mention this one?
You know, I feel less sad that we did decapitate the rider now that he lost this important item.
Hmm.
Hmm.
There are a few things you could do if you know of somebody of significant magical power. Discern location will help you find where it is, though such individuals are not so widespread. You
Uh,
you do have one that does require somebody of less magically inclined, which is called Legend Law. But you are looking at potential weeks of casting based on possibly your level of information. Though, if you gain access to the spell, it would probably be shortened to mere days if you were the one to cast it.
Legend lore. Just go to the last place I had it and keep casting it.
Oh no, he goes and gets a book to show you what Legend Law does if you don't know, and
I
I will
I
link
would
you.
be.
I'll link you the spell. And no, don't want to do it there. I want to do it here so it's easy to find. So he basically let you read over like a magical document which indicates how it works, what you can expect. So it lets you have an in character read to understand how it works out of character basically.
I don't think it gives location.
Though you might be able to at least use that spell to help you learn this information through other means.
You could
Mm,
look. You could probably do divination. That's a level 4 cleric spell that kind of is similar to augury, but more powerful.
I guess I could scry on the book.
Yes, scrying would also potentially be possible, though it would need to hopefully have some unique characteristics to its cover and stuff like that for you to successfully find it. If it's a
I
if it's not a unique book, you will most likely find the closest one to you.
I had it on my host at one point. Did it have any unique things or it was a random book?
Um, the it wasn't necessarily a random book. It did have quite a not a cover what made it would stand out to loads of things, but it definitely showed clear signs of aging. The text along this, there was some special. At least the front page was there was some like special indications that it was obviously the Queen's journal, so there was some personal touch to it. But it wasn't the front cover; it was more inside.
I guess I could. The only thing is, I don't think scrying was supposed to work on objects.
There's locate object. That could probably work.
You have to be at
Locate
least
objects.
you need to be less than a mile away from it, and you just get its direction.
I, I mean, uh, would Tomb Raider have dropped it inside the Queen's retreat? Probably not. Uh, Nightshine's going to thank him for the help.
I'm sorry I
And
wasn't able to shed more light on such a unknown subject. Not even though their existence is known by a few, there are very little who have put much effort into discovering the what happened to the short hooves. and where they are now, if they are still about. I think there were a few that were scattered amongst the kingdom um, after they disappeared, but I believe they passed and there was no other short legs that came from them.
One last thing. Would you be able to cast this certain location, or do you know someone who can?
That definitely would be something I can do for you.
Nice. So he's level 15. Very powerful.
Well, I mean, he is the leader of the church for this area.
No, he is the curator of the library. Yeah, Luminous' library.
Yeah,
Well,
wait, so
same diff in my opinion.
he's more powerful than that evil guy. Nice. Okay. Uh, Naishan will nevertheless. Wait, if you can cast it. Shno- Uh, could I actually ask him to cast it for me another day?
It depends what you ask him.
Uh, could you cast it and let me know where the book is?
There would be a charge for such thing. Any
Um,
knowledge that you discover through this journey would be given to the Luminous library for documentation and cataloguing.
I did already bring a couple of books, and I can bring 90 more for it.
That would be more than acceptable.
Okay. Uh, I I also have another thing. There is a demon trying to destroy Everglow, so I'm kind of pressed for time. But I would really use your help, and I would be more than happy to help you back in any way.
Well, us here at the Luminance Library seek knowledge above all else. So, the more valuable the knowledge that you have found, or the more forgotten it is, the more valuable it is to us here. Should you return something of that and restore the lost history that it might bring, would be of great worth.
If you could cast it now, I would be very thankful, and I swear to bring it to you, and I can have a copy. I should probably let you know I'm thinking about the Queen's Journal itself. I
One moment.
don't know if prying into personal matters would be against you.
The knowledge of, I believe the Queen's life was quite highly documented, but her personal thoughts would be still of value. But should you find anything additional to do with the short hooves, that is forgotten information that would be quite valuable still, as they are forgotten after all. He's walking over to one of the bookshelves on the side. One what seems to be full of not necessarily books and stuff, more like loads of scrolls and parchments and stuff like that. He sort of goes through numerous of them and then picks one off the shelf. This is the one we need. As he unbinds it and places it on like a platform you would normally put books on. But he places the scroll one and rolls it out, placing a little paperweight on each side so it doesn't roll back up. It will take a few moments to can't speak familiarize myself with the scroll, but we would but then it would be able to be casted.
Please.
He will definitely use that to work out that, and then I've got to work out what would be his. Oh, okay. That's annoying. That would be the sensible one. Alright, so that would be, so what would be your use magical device check? That would be the sensible number. Okay, so after a few moments of studying, he will utilize the scroll to cast, attempt to cast the spell.
If it helps, I can probably share my memory of the book to you.
Oh, yes. That would
Okay.
be most important. That would help greatly.
You should know about the spell. Share memory. I will show you the best I can remember of 1 minute the first time I had it, or the moment I was actually copying it. There was a small note I did copy from it. I do remember that.
That is fine. Every one of those memories should be more than plenty.
Nice. I'm going to share memory.